that many of you can do as well as for your clients, your brands, your retails or something like that. So this is the content that we will go through. I think you can read, so let's just start with presenting what Slevomat do, and of course for the foreigners I will present Slevomat. So Slevomat is the biggest daily deal server in Czech Republic. Well, because Group 1 is not present in Czech Republic. And what we do on Facebook is that we have 15 Facebook pages. 12 of them are for cities, well, like we have Slevomat Brno, for example, and 3 verticals like travel, fashion, and good. And together these pages have about 300,000 fans, and I think that we are, big in Czech Republic in terms of fans. So when we start thinking about Facebook and why is it important for us as a e-commerce subject, we have this research that I think it could be surprising for you. So at least the internet users in Czech Republic at least once a month use Facebook in 68%. So this is a huge number. If you compare it with Google, it's 72% for Google. So, and if you think about how retailers or e-commerce subjects, I don't know which platform could you do better results in terms of targeting. When you seek for someone who like pizza or something like that, the Facebook is just a brilliant tool. And of course, their targeting is for me the best one, because you target the users, not the cookies. Because if you are familiar with this problematic, you know that Google use cookies, but the cookies from Google are a bit problem because they are mostly anonymous. But on Facebook you use emails and you exactly know what customer is behind each email. So it's great, powerful. And of course, with the cookie, there's a device problem, and Facebook solve it because it's, email based, like it's the real user. Well, so what does it mean in terms of Facebook sales specific? If you think about sales today on the internet, you have these, it's called a funnel. It was previous and it's old theory, but it's still working. But the time is changing. Well, and the first who described it was Google, because I think they realized that they have YouTube, not only search, because search is very great tool if you are looking at this point, like you exactly know what to search on what you want, but you have to give people to raise the interest of what you sell, and this is the place where Facebook is the most important. But the Google itself says that today we do not talk more about the funnel, but we do talk more about the like flying map, that you talk with friends, then you go online, then you see some TV ad or something like that, and you go to store, back to friends, communicate. So there's nothing like the path anymore. And I would like to show you what does it means in terms of data, because but there's only one example, and this example is when for example, when we offer a pizza, so 2 pizzas for 99 Czech crowns, it's a nice price, you buy it immediately. But I will show you how this affects our business, like what the Facebook really does for us. So this is some kind of numbers. Let me explain. Source medium Facebook social is wall post. Facebook CPC is right hand column, and Facebook exchange is dynamic retargeting. We use almost everything that Facebook provides. So, and if you see, as I mentioned, the last interaction, I said that value will be, you know, lower, because the Facebook is originally like the first place where you get to know that we have a great deal for, you know, vacation or whatever. So, and this data is telling you that I have a true, because if you set the conversion on last interaction, if you only attribute the value of conversion only to the last, you know, last source, that you have 800,000 Czech crowns revenue and 11,500 conversions. But if you think about what was it at the beginning, you set a different picture. You set 1.6 million crowns turnover and 4,000 conversion. So, and this is my conclusion, that now you can see that it's really, you know, like a more like a first touch point before the consumer came to you. And as I mentioned before, if you have a small deal like the 2 pizzas, there's nothing you have to consider, you buy it immediately. So that's the Facebook is great for. But as I said, if you only think about Facebook like small things that I can sell, you lost that another 800,000 Czech crowns. And I think that this is, you know, like a pure loss for a lot of retailers who do Facebook and just discover this number, but they forgot about this one, you know. And what's more important, that these 23%, additional 23% is cost 800,000. So this is the main, you know, conversions that you want. And it's funny that it worked as well for the right-hand column, and of course, but if you see the exchange, the situation is opposite, you know, because this is dynamic retargeting. So, you know, at this point, I think I show you how, you know, Facebook really works, and the theory that is used to be said is really true, and I think that's cool. So, another issue we faced in Slevomat, and I think all brands or everything, is that organic is dead. Well, I mean organic reach. Well, you know, we post regularly and we regularly see drop in the newsfeed. But what's cool is that Facebook, you know, target our posts better. So we saw drop in reach, but we don't see drop in sales. Then it's wonderful. And another thing is that if someone gives us a like or share or whatever, we don't feel the viral reach. And I think that's very interesting, because if a lot of guys before me speak about likes, comments and so, and my experience is that when we have such numbers, it means only we reach only 203 people. Well, and if you think about it globally, so Facebook changed a lot, because previous time when you give a like, you know, you have a very nice number, a viral reach and so on. But what Facebook really does is that he has a cure for this, and Facebook solution for happiness, I call it. The first one is boost button, but I think that it's the worst button ever I have ever seen. But you know, the ads on Facebook are, for me, brilliant. Well, in Slevomat we use almost everything, and I think it's a really easy way how to expand your reach. Well, because if you struggling that, you know, you are a small daily deal server, you have only 2,000 funds, you can still beat us, because, you know, cost per impression, cost per mile on Facebook is now about, in feed is about, you know, €1. So if you just have 30 crowns, you actually speak to 1,000 people, and it's cool. So people have to keep in mind this, and yeah, and the targeting. Well, I speak about it, and I think it's really cool and the most advanced way, advanced targeting technique on the internet yet. Because if you think about Google and their targeting, it's not as good as Facebook. Because wait a minute. So I have to. So this is, I think, important. And here are some of our examples. And as I speak about, not so many retailers are there. You can see it on Facebook Exchange because cost per mile is 6 times cheaper than on Google. So if you zero-time bidding and you don't use Facebook Exchange, you are probably losing some customers. And of course, I have classic examplos about shoes that was targeted not brilliantly, but still the price was very low, so the final ROI is a bit high. But this summer I do this ad, and it really surprised me about the results. Well, the chair costs almost 8,000 Czech crowns. 8,000 Czech crowns, sorry. And the result was brilliant with a low price, and I use some targeting. So if you see, I can tell you that targeting is good or not, but everything has meaning on Facebook, I think. And okay, let's skip. Yeah, and this is what I would like to talk the most. What to have in mind if you want to conversions on Facebook. And I think this is important because here are some results, and I can tell you that I don't know what to think about them. Because I will tell you this campaign was on travel and is focused on mobile devices. And probably none of you ever bought a, vacation or free weekend through mobile. So I see a huge actions, great CTR, great clicks, but no sales. So is it good or not? And this is the problem, because now we don't have devices to track these people that were influenced, because there's a change of device, so we don't know if it's good or not. Then you can of course read something about the metrics, and you have to think about when you want to run successful promotions on Facebook. And this is our results. I think they are pretty good. And what should be, it's the second biggest channel to acquire new customers. Well, so if someone tells you you can't sell on Facebook, he's probably not right, because we see it. And I knew some other examples from small shops like Tao.cz. You have never probably heard about, but they start to use sponsored stories that they are now big, that they have to submit for VAT. And so that's all. I think it wasn't so terrible. And probably some questions. Thank you.
Let's give a big applause to him. He achieved so much, so he's really nervous. Don't shake. So the questions?
I have a couple of questions. First one, do you use Power Editor or Ads Manager? That's the first one.
Definitely Power Editor, and Power Editor is a brilliant story how Facebook is not so good for marketers, and because I suggest use Power Editor, but now we are in the phase that we are looking for something that work like Power Editor, but has no problems like Power Editor, because the problems with Power Editor are tremendous. Well, last week I tried to, you know, establish campaigns, and when I established campaigns, all my other campaigns have rewritten, like there were wrong URL, addresses or something like that. So yes, use Power Editor, but
And do you use the targeting into a newsfeed as well, or you use right-hand column?
yeah, both. As was in the presentation, there was FB Social, it was, you know, newsfeed, and then was FB CPC, and it was right-hand column. And when I speak about devices and how they are great, so newsfeed was only way how to, you know, promote your stories on mobile devices, and this is now for Slevomat, you know, a huge step forward, because we saw a great potential in mobile devices. And Facebook is our key channel, you know, to run promotions on mobile, because it's really, if ever like a standard user buy, you know, smartphone, it's basically for Facebook, for nothing else. Well, so if you want to run successful, you know, mobile marketing, you definitely include Facebook, and then you have only options the newsfeed. Well.